What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, Foo Silverwolf, and today I'm going to be reacting to the Marvel Rivals version 2026-05-15 balance notes, aka the May 15th patch notes. Honestly, I don't know what to expect. I know that Devil Dinosaur is coming. Which W for the Vanguard, the tank mains, you unsung heroes. I myself have recently started trying to pick up Captain America. And honestly, Devil Dinosaur looks very interesting. Now, I'm going to hold off my personal gameplay because I'm mostly a strategist player. I want to let my tanks, get the experience with Devil Dinosaur first. So if you see me in a Marvel Rivals game, just know I probably won't be immediately picking up Devil Dinosaur. But yeah, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. I also stream on Twitch. I haven't streamed in a minute because I've been busy with IRL stuff, but I stream, I believe it's Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturday, Sunday from 12 to 1 or 12 to 4 EST. So check me out there, and as always, let's get into it. All right. The ground is shaking. Rivals Season 8 is here. The king of the Monster Kingdom has officially stomped onto the battlefield. While Devil Dinosaur is busy tearing up the front line, our balance team has been hard at work tuning the rest of the roster. Emma Frost is getting a royal boost to her diamond hard defense. Mr. Fantastic is stretching out his damage potential, and Mantis is bringing a whole new pace to the game. Let's dig into the patch notes and see how the meta evolves. Alright, adjustments for our Vanguards. Wade has been breaking the game engine a little too hard with his non-stop gunplay. We're putting a tiny leash on his damage output while keeping the chaotic energy intact. Reduced Banhammer gun form, ultimate ability, healing provided while active from 50 per second to 25 per second. Secondly, reduced Desert Eagles Vanguard single shot damage from 36 to 34 standard and from 42 to 39 upgraded. Now I'm typically in low elo lobbies, so I don't know how this really affects Deadpool's gameplay. I do think that the reduced healing is an interesting one. And then the damage, I feel like this is like overall. Like the healing one is definitely, I feel like they kind of took him out back and shot him. But the reduced Desert Eagle damage, I feel like that one's kind of overall. The White Queen is getting an upgrade to her Diamond Hard survivability to get her stronger, prolonged presence on the front line. Telepathic Pulse, that is, I'm assuming, her primary. Fall off begins at 4 seconds, was 3 after not hitting an enemy. Okay, so that is her primary fire. So instead of the build up falling off at 30 seconds, it's going to be every 4 seconds if you're not hitting an enemy. That is interesting. Reduced Mind Aegis cooldown, reposition cooldown from 3 seconds to 1 second. That I believe that's her shield, right? That I feel like this is pretty nasty. Like these two, pretty nasty buffs. Increased damage reduction gained from Diamond Form and Psionic Seduction. Ultimate ability from 20% to 25%. So instead of taking she'll take like a fourth less damage whenever she's in her diamond form and doing psionic seduction. Okay. Overall, I think that Emma's place was very weird. Like you never really saw her, like, or at least I never really saw her that much. I think this might increase her playability, or like people who pick her up and choose to play her. So I mean, overall, it is for me. This is a pretty healthy buff. Um, all right, moving on to the thing. Says we're giving Ben's rocky exterior a buff so he can soak up more pressure during prolonged frontline brawls. So they only upped his base HP by 50. I mean, solid, I guess. No pun intended. Um, I mean, like this pretty standard buff, I guess. Um, all right, moving on to our duelists. Iron Fist. Okay, Lin Lee is sharpening his martial arts. We're boosting his burst potential and smoothing his combos so he can be a greater threat to diving enemies' lines. Honestly, I feel like that. Or okay, hold up. Jet Kundo hits now reduce the cooldown of Dragon Defense by 1.2 seconds, up from 1 second. So which one is that? Is that his like the one where he does the fast fist? If so, is what was it at like launch? I feel like that's an interesting one. I don't know much about Iron Fist to give much of an opinion on this. It says increases Kunlun's kick first strike from 35 to 40. Okay, overall, pretty good. I feel like potentially Iron Fist is back. You know, I remember during earlier seasons, this dude was nuts, and as a Jeff main, I am terrified. All right, Reed's crowd control has been a bit too oppressive, so we're trading off his slow effects for direct boost in damage and overall utility. His stretch, this ideal Smeal. Why this? You know, like I mean, sure, W fantastic mains. I guess I just it says removes flexible elongation movement speed reduction. However, the charge time for each use has been reduced from 8 seconds to 6 seconds. So that is like, is that his whenever he deflects damage? Is that it? Okay. It says reduce the energy cost from Brainiac Bounce Ultimate from 3400 to 3100. Honestly, I'm gonna have to wait and see how these buffs really affect his ultimate charge, because that's ultimately what like these buffs come to, is how fast is he going to be able to charge his ultimate even with the reworks to ultimates. Moon Knight, Khonshu's Swift Vengeance we're giving him a slight mobility tune-up, reduced his hook from 15 to 12 seconds. I don't know how to feel about this one. Like I don't know. Yes, it's a buff, but is it really a buff? I mean, most of the time you're not really, even in combat. I feel like I'm not really using his hook to do much except for maybe get to a fight. That just might be a low elo thing. I don't know. Um, for Phoenix, Jean is shifting her focus. We're cutting her explosive AOE slightly to make her feel far and to make her direct hits feel far more lethal. Okay. Um, increase cosmic flares direct hit damage from 50 to 55. Reduce explosive damage when detonating spark from 40 to 35. Um, Without buffs, Phoenix can. Okay, Dev note. Without buffs, Phoenix can no longer one shot a 250 hero with a single mark plus direct hit from her endorsing Inferno ultimate. However, the primary of the increase to her primary damage makes her feel far more threatening in baseline combat. Uh, she's still permabanned. Like, I know that for a fact. Like, this literally changes nothing. Like, you took 5 from her explosive thing, and moved it just to her primary fire. That's it. That's all you did. I mean, I still feel like Phoenix is still permabanned. Spidey is wrapping things up even tighter, tighter than ever. We're giving his ultimate a bit more bite. Spectacular spin damage per single spherical spell field. Oh, so what does this mean? From 13.6 to 15. So I'm assuming that means like the area. So the area that his that Spidey's ultimate is just it's like a sphere. Like, I'm assuming that's the shape it like shows whenever it's rendering, like in the game's code. So each hit deals 15 instead of 13.6. So overall, the damage is increased to 450 over the 2.4 second duration. Interesting. Someone call E-Man. Oh lord. Doreen now slightly faster. That's nutty. I personally am on E-Man's side. I don't think Squirrel Girl needed a buff. I have played her like a few times, and it is actually brain dead gameplay. Like oh my gosh, she did not need a buff. It says reduce the cooldown of Mammal Bond from 15 seconds to 12 seconds. I mean, it's not as big as a buff as I thought, but she still didn't need it. Get this fur bag out of here. Get Doreen out of here. Star Lord. Time to turn up the tunes and ammo count. Increase his ammo capacity of his elemental guns from 40 to 50. Honestly, I've played Star Lord a little bit in the beginning, and I think that this is a good buff. It just felt like his primary fire just it just didn't feel like it was enough ammo in a single clip. But yeah, honestly, pretty solid buff. Logan's healing factor is kicking it into overdrive. He'll be able to bounce back into the fray faster. Reduce the trigger cooldown of regenerative healing factor from 105 seconds to 90 seconds. This is terrifying for me because and potentially even take mans, because now this man can just dip out for although realistically, how often are you just staying out of combat for 90 seconds like without getting healed? Like, if you're relying on this passive for his healing, then your supports are doing something wrong, in my opinion. Strategist, Invisible Woman. Sue is losing a bit of knockback and damage to help balance her overall control of strategist comps. Let's go. As much as I am a strategist main, going against Sue sometimes hurt. It physically hurt. Reduce force physics push distance from 12 meters to 10 meters, and damage from 55 to 50. Honestly, good. The God of Mischief, Loki, the God of Mischief, is leaning more into his support role. His illusions heal more reliably, but deal a little bit less damage. Increases Illusion's missile healing ratio from 90 to 100 and reduces the damage from 90 to 80. I don't play enough Loki to know how much this will affect him. I know this is technically a nerf. Um, well, again, we'll just have to wait. I'm just gonna have to wait and get into some games to see how much this affects Loki. Mantis is getting a tactical shift. She's trading some of her damage boosting power for a brand new baseline speed buff. Reduced allies or allied inspiration damage from provided to allies from 12% to 8%. New effect now provides a flat 100 movement speed boost to allies. So is that 100% or just like actually just like flat 100? Dev note: with Ultron now having access to conventional damage buff capabilities, Mantis need to carve out a more unique functional niche by adding movement speed. By adding a movement speed buff, Mantis can better aid her team with positioning and kiting. Honestly, again, I don't know if this is like actually flat 100 or if it's 100%. Um, don't know what that means for like in terms of like actual like conventional like numbers. Like I don't know what that means personally. Rocket is upgrading his arsenal. He'll be putting out more damage, tossing more heals, and dropping his ultimate faster. Okay, so just overall rocket buffs. Increased bombard mode, so that is his shooting from 16 to 17 per projectile. Interesting. I feel like Rocket was already kind of nasty when it came to dealing damage. A 1 point increase. I don't know how to feel about that. Repair more charges. So his right click increased from 8 to 10. Honestly, I think that was needed because there would be times where I'd be playing Rocket and I'd just be shooting, and then just at the most inopportune of times I'd have to reload. So I mean, just giving him an even 10 is really good for me. Reduce energy cost of Sia ultimate ability from 4,300 to 4,000. That this one is interesting because because again, like I feel like reducing energy costs is a wait and see type of thing because of the rework to how energy is or how ultimates charge. So again, gonna have to wait and see for this one. White Fox. Amahan is refining her Kimiho magic to provide more consistent healings, whether she's locked in combat or disengaged. Increase the amount of healing provided by surrounding aura in during Fox form awakening. I'm assuming that's her ultimate, either ultimate or her form change from 25 per second to 35. Honestly, really needed because even with the emergency buffs, she still felt like her output just wasn't as good as some other supports. Reduce the burst healing generated by each successful attack in Fox form awakening from 20 or 35 to 25. That's weird. Um, Dev note: we observed that White Fox's healing output in Fox state was too high when continuously attacking enemies, uh, but too low when unable to maintain targets. So this slightly lowers her intense burst healing and spamming it when spamming attacks from 100 per second to 90 per second, but significantly boosts her passive healing aura when no targets are available from 25 to 35%. Okay, I see the vision, I guess. Increase the blessed by 9 blessed by the 9 healing of allies during Kimiho Unleashed ultimate ability from from 40 per second to 60 per second. Again, honestly, her healing just felt underwhelming most of the time. So honestly, I think that's a really good buff. Team up abilities adjusted. Chilling Assault, i.e., the Luna, Emma, and Iron Fist one. The stage is expanding. We're boosting the operational range of the IC trio so they can freeze out the competition from further away. It says Iced Out Diamond spell field is increased from 9 meters to 12 meters. Increased barrier placement to match 12-meter radius. Okay, or placement distance to match 12-meter radius. Okay, honestly, I've never really seen people use the. I'm assuming this is the Emma Luna team ups set of the team up specifically. I've never really seen anyone use it per se. Like, so we'll just have to wait and see. And obviously, the new team up is the Primal Punishment, which. On a side note, did anyone get? There's this. I think it's actually just called Primal. It gave me very Primal vibes, like the show. As a team up anchor, Devil Dinosaur gains a bonus 100 HP. I don't know how to feel about this because I saw some of his health during the dev vision, and it can get pretty high. I don't know if this will even matter. Actually, as an anchor, he gets this all the time, so eh. I still don't know, but it's cool. It says the Punisher unlocks the Ancient Judgment through his ultimate ability through his team up with Devil Dinosaur, which is he can ride Devil Dinosaur, which again sick. Um, Overall, I feel like some of these I don't have enough knowledge to go off of, but some of them seem solid. Um, like the ones I don't know about are the Moon Knight one and the Wolverine one specifically, and as well as Loki and the Thing. I don't know how these much improve the characters, but we'll just have to wait and see. Overall, my thoughts on the patch notes. I think that specifically this part of Deadpool is much needed. I feel like he was picked way too often because of his healing output over heal pool, which come on. But overall, solid. I, I want to say I'd give it like 6, 7 out of 10. No brain rot joke intended. Um, but yeah, like honestly, just okay. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down below. And as always, this is Silver Wolf signing off. Be sure to keep calm and carry on.